Morning. It is 8:44 on Tuesday, May 14th, and I just had to stop for a movement here early in the morning. So now I am by myself, and I thought it'd be a good time to make a clip. I need to actually check for ticks before I head on, because I had to kind of crawl around for a spot for my movement and had to go through some tree bushes, etc. My spot was pretty funny because it was not very far off trail, and so I just had to bank on the fact that most people walking by, and I saw at least 4, would be looking straight ahead and not toward my direction of my movement. So let me do a quick tick check. Looking good. Looking good. About to have to do a huge climb, like 3,000 feet. So I think this shoe might need to be tightened a bit before we start all that. But yeah, so you gotta separate when you gotta do your business. So everyone's up ahead of me. I guess last night I made the clip from the campfire, and now we're back here the next day, and had a weird dream. Some like dorky guy that I remember from high school was like wooing Erica, and I woke up and I was like asking Erica in my dream, what can I do to like woo you like this guy? Like, what am I doing? And she said, you're corner pegging me. Like that. I was like, I don't know. When she said that in my dream, I just imagined this little game that I remember playing at Cracker Barrel with all these little like golf tees on it, and you would move the golf tees around. It's kind of like a weird checkers or something like that. I don't know what that game was called, but that's what I pictured. I was like corner pegging her, putting her in the corner of that little box or something. I don't know. It was a weird dream, and it woke me up at around 6:34 or so. Packed up pretty quickly. Was I guess the second one out of my tent. Stretchman was first. Had breakfast, had coffee. I have a tragically small amount of food from this past resupply. Just looking at all the prices for everything, couldn't really bring myself to buy as much as I should have. So I think I'll have enough, but I think I'll also be hungry by the time we actually roll into Waynesboro. And in fact, as I think about it, I may not have enough. I may not have enough. I may not have enough. I don't know. I don't know why I thought I would with what I did. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Fuck, I don't know. I'm sure people will have mercy on me and allow me to have some of their food, but I really didn't plan well this time, which I thought I had learned my lesson with last time when I realized that I needed to pack more food because I was strong enough to carry it and I need to eat. But whatever. Waynesboro will be the cure to all ills. So yeah, our day has pretty much just started. I have like a 10 or 15 minute handicap since I had to go to the bathroom, and I don't know if it's real or imagined, but I do feel like a bit of a schism is occurring between Pooh Bear, Forrest, and to a lesser degree myself, Compton, and Stretchman. I don't know. It may not be the case, but there was some talk this morning about like how many of these companies Compton and Stretchman have been trying to get in touch with because of like failed products. And my sock actually became brittle last night, and when I put it on this morning, my heel punched a hole through it, so now I've got a hole in my sock. And I'm just jokingly taking it on the chin. I don't really care about calling darn tough and being like, I need new socks. It's actually the second time my socks have been destroyed by fire, so perhaps I should not continue to put socks next to fire. and get them as hot as they were. But yeah, there were some passively aggressive things said this morning about how much, I guess, Stretchman is complaining about stuff, and I love it. I think it's hilarious. It doesn't bother me at all. And again, I can exist peacefully with someone who has a very different idea of how things should be. You know, as long as there's that like mutual respect, that, you know, the live and let live kind of thing. Like, I'm not going to contact anybody. Case in point, my backpack, which is deteriorating at a somewhat rapid rate. You know, I've lost the use of 2 of my zipper compartments now, when I've just punched holes in the fabric and zip tied them closed. Kind of like, you know, one of the king chambers in the Great Pyramids, you know. It's like, you know, it's useless, and you close it, and it's empty. I don't know, maybe that's not the best metaphor. In any case, I like my backpack because it just is such an expression of my general personality and my attitude out here, which is that primarily I'm not a hiker. I'm just, you know, a tourist, an observer. I'm out here. I don't really care about like gear and stuff like that. I have the cheapest tent I could find. I have a backpack that was a gift. My cooking system's actually somewhat decent, but I only use it for coffee, which I think is equally amusing and idiosyncratic. My dinners pretty recently have just been Uncle Ben's rice, which is like already hydrated, and a pack of Spam. I've been adding some stuff for texture, like potato chips recently, but it's pretty basic. And that's kind of where I've messed up with my snacks and all. Like, I want something sweet after all of that. So last night I had 2 snacks, which I shouldn't have, but they were budgeted into the total snacks from yesterday, which I didn't consume all of, so I thought I could eat it without consequence. But I don't think that was the case. So yeah, I went really light on this resupply, and I will not do that again. But once more, you know, we're going to Waynesboro this Thursday, so you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the food situation. Thankfully, this is one of the good things about being in a group. You make a error like this, and people can kind of float you along, help you out. If I was by myself, I might be more anxious about the whole thing. But you know, what can you do? There's certainly no resupply points that I know of. We are going to the Devil's Backbone Brewery tomorrow night. It's a short day, 15 miles, so we should get there like early afternoon, and they might be able to do something for me, some sort of snack, or I don't know. I feel like there's an option there for something. Just started a 3,000 foot climb right now, so this is gonna be a long one, but it's not too steep. So it's gonna be gradual, I think, and that's actually, you know, why I stopped back where I did. Compton and I both. I was like, coincidentally, I think it was actually the last stream crossing that we were gonna have for like 8 or 14 miles. So I was like, I'm gonna camel up here, and I did, and Compton did as well, and then that sort of initiated the whole bathroom thing. So in any case, I'm sitting pretty right now. Plenty of water, decent amount of food for today, no more need for the bathroom, hopefully, even though I went last night. I don't really appreciate that from my body, that I'd have to poop so urgently in the matter of 12 hours, but hey, you know, again, what can you do? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the dynamics of the day play out. It could just be that Pooh Bear and Forrest were cold, and so they were somewhat quiet and perhaps a bit on edge. I don't know. They both seemed really quiet last night, which could have been just because they were tired. But, I mean, we all did the same mileage. And it wasn't really an exhausting day, but I don't really know. In any case, it doesn't really matter. I'm sure things can be smoothed out assuming anything even needs to be smoothed out, everything might be fine. But, my style is a lot more confrontational, which confrontation doesn't have to have like a negative connotation to it. You can be positively confrontational, which takes a little bit more finesse and a little bit more, I think, awareness of the parties that you're trying to confront. Like, there is a way to productively bring something up so that it can be dealt with and addressed, so that it's mutually satisfying and so that it's resolved. And I don't mind taking that position when need be, asking people prying questions delicately, mentioning something or another. Man, I think I can play that role quite well when necessary. So I will, if need be. But this could all just be in my head or blown out of proportion in general. It'll be interesting to see if the next time I'm around Forrest and Pooh Bear exclusively, if they talk shit about other members of the group. Because there's a loving way to do that, a ribbing, a gentle, friendly ribbing. And it's something I've heard described quite well by Ken on the Dixon Janes podcast. Like, the more you're friends with somebody, the more you can kind of make fun of them in a way. Like, I don't know, you either get it or you don't, I guess, but in my relationships with people, for sure, the deepest ones are the ones where you can really, tear into each other and laugh about it. I wouldn't say it's like a superior form of relationship, but I would say that it helps to unite people. Maybe it's more so with guys, which would kind of actually make sense in this particular schism that we're experiencing. I just heard a truck go by. There is a road somewhere in front, and the chance of trail magic would be great. I could kind of do a resupply there. If I could get 3, 5, or 7 snacks, that could get me through another day, which would be great. And people with trail magic are always super generous about people taking as much as they want. So that's always a unlikely but possible option. And it's certainly something I'd like to do in the future. Maybe next March, go up to one of those gaps and leave beer or snacks. I'd probably just leave something. In fact, I don't really know if I'd want to necessarily stay there all day and talk to people. Not that it wouldn't be interesting, but the idea of sitting all day sounds kind of boring. And at least for me, if I were to do unto others as I want to be done onto me, I don't really care so much about people being there as I do the thing that is there. So you pick up a 24 pack of beer, some snacks, you leave it there, maybe taking all the packaging off or something so that you're not really littering after the fact, which might be a little difficult. But that would be kind of my style of trail magic, I think. Because I can't tell you how many road crossings I've come to where I've just been man, I wish there was beer here. Man, I wish there was... Well, hot coffee would require people. But, food, beer, some sort of drink, I guess the real problem is that hikers, by and large, you don't know how responsible they may be or irresponsible. So, given that I hate to litter, it would sort of break my heart if I had a bunch of trail magic items and people just didn't want to pack out the trash. Maybe I could put it at, what's it called? What was that gap? Maybe Unicoi? I don't remember. I don't think it was Unicoi. But some gap that's part of actually 6 gap, leave something there because there's a trash can there. That might be a good plan. I don't know. Kind of getting ahead of myself. I have been thinking a lot about future plans, like how I'm going to get home and stuff like that, which is way off in the future. I do want to cut in here just to say, I just remembered, I have my 710 calorie breakfast, which I think is a godsend at this point. Those iced honey buns. So even though I have little food, I do have 710 calories to start the day, which is great. And it will be a precipitous fall with all the food items to come after that. But, you know, take what you can get. I don't even think I have enough breakfasts. Man, I really fucked up. I didn't want to carry a heavy food bag. And so now I'm light, but I don't have any food. So that's the trade-off, Dumbo. Anyway, almost to that road now. I can see it. Going back to what I was saying. Yeah, I think I'd like to rent a car, which may be ill-advised, but, you know, Pooh Bear and Forrest, I don't know. I don't think they're going to fly. So we could actually probably ride back together for a bit, which would be kind of cool. Kind of concluding the whole adventure. Assuming we all make it. And it would just be kind of nice. You know, we could camp at night without even having to have had a hike that day. So that's a cool option. And yeah, we'll see. You know, talk to Freeman, Stretchman, and Compton a bit, and we certainly have passed the honeymoon phase of this whole thing. Like the hiking itself, you know, it can get a bit dull and a bit boring. I think I'm gonna pee over here before I cross the road. But you know, that's what makes having a group so great, because you can get through that part together. Snowbird said that he's been having some hard times. What the fuck? With motivation and stuff, which isn't super surprising. God damn it, what the fuck? Given the enormity of the task, and you know, he's done a 35-mile day recently, which would be definitely difficult. D-squared situation. And, you know, we could do those kind of miles too, but the thing that makes it all worthwhile is that you can commiserate. Oh, there is some trail magic. Oh, wow. All right, well, the trail provides, as they say. Let's see what they got. Well, that's the other side of it. Just a bunch of fucking trash, and it's wet. Well, well, there you go. The trail provided, but I was late. Whatever. Even if I only get 5 snacks for Thursday. If I starve myself, I'll eat like a goddamn king. What's going on over here? Alright. Okay, there's like white blazes in both directions. That's R-worded. Crossing over what appears to be 686, some sort of road, Long Mountain Wayside. Some people posted up. See what's going on over here. Yeah. Give you some AT ambiance. Perhaps there's more trail magic. Doubtful though. Ooh, there is more trail magic.
Come on, man.
How you guys doing? Doing well?
It's uphill.
That's what I hear. Some trail magic though.
There you go,
Alright, let's see if I was late to this one as well. There's a bunch of shit over here. Bunch of water. Empty vessels. Is this oatmeal? Damn it. Yeah, this is a bunch of trash. Fuck. Well, what can you do? My trash isn't even worth digging out to throw away. Might have to eat it. The trash, that is. So I guess this starts the actual official uphill. And here's a sign. I still like the idea that I'm, like, there's no proof that I'm actually out here. And so, like, you listening to this, I guess you just have to accept the possibility that this is all a lie. Cal Camp Gap Shelters 4.4. Salt Log Gap is 8 miles. Sheely Woodworth Shelter is 13.1. Pre-shelter, which is where we're going, is 20 miles, and then State Route 56 is 25. So pre-shelter is 20, so that means I've gone 2.5 miles, and it's basically been an hour, and I had to take a shit, so yeah, I'm pretty far behind everybody else, but it doesn't really matter. Some days that's kind of nice. Other days, when we clump up naturally, that's really nice. So it's all about the balance, y'all. Some days you got a lot of food, some days you don't have any food. A balance, y'all. It's called a diet. You got it. Push and believe. Positive energy. Yes. You got it. In the words of my dearly departed Brody Stevens. Yeah, this has been a pretty rambling podcast so far, but I've been enjoying it. Maybe it's because I had a Starbucks coffee this morning and not the shitty Folgers instance that I've been having pretty much exclusively until a couple resupplies ago. Starbucks, you can really feel it with just one pack, and with the Folgers, you're lucky to feel anything, even if you have multiple. And in fact, I think one of the days I felt kind of bad, like slightly dizzy, was the day that I had 3 Folgers packets. Maybe that's just coincidence. Oh shit, skeleton. Some animal. Picked clean. I've also kind of wondered, for a while I was listening to music with just one headphone, which I was wondering if that was maybe throwing off my inner ear a bit, since I didn't have like a balance of music going in my ears. And so my $5 Dollar General headphones have allowed me to go back to listening to 2 ears, which I feel like helps. Because sometimes, maybe it's just the fact that, you know, you're looking, your vision, field of vision is moving for hours on end. So it sort of can sometimes give me a slight vertigo sensation, which makes me feel like a little bit nauseous. Not like bad, but to an annoying level. It's just like, what the fuck? Why do I feel like this? So that's that. Yeah, geez, is there anything else to say? I don't know. The climb's probably gonna start in earnest now. And got 20 more miles to do. So let's do the math. Let's say 3 miles an hour. Let's call it 7.5 hours with breaks. So it's 9 o'clock. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, probably get to camp somewhere around 4 or 5. Hopefully slightly earlier. We'll see. You know, I love to chill with the group. It's fun. Happiness is only real when shared, y'all. Being out here by yourself would be kind of boring. Can't convey all the stuff that's happening. No one to share the memories with. I don't want to share memories with people just who, I mean, generally, for sure, yeah. If anyone else has hiked the AT, I'm sure we could have a great conversation. But I can't even begin to describe the relative closeness that I feel with this group as compared to anyone not in the group. We've shared so many things. We've been with each other for so many hours, so many miles. I mean, I've been with Forrest since mile like 100, and we're We hit 800 yesterday. It's crazy. And yeah, shit. We only have, damn it, we have like 3 days left. Fuck, this food situation. I'll have to figure something out. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm gonna go back to listening to Lewis Cole and enjoying this solo uphill extravaganza. And I will talk to you later. Bye for now.